Hi everyone, this is how to write an expository essay. As always, if you have any questions on this, you can feel free to ask me, email me, Mrs. Evans, or your English teacher. Now, first off, this type of essay does the following. It investigates an idea, evaluates evidence, and expounds on an idea. So then you have to ask what is necessary for an expository essay. Now you have a 5-paragraph essay you are writing. Your first paragraph is your introduction. It's going to have the hook, and that'll be the first sentence. You will have, after that, the bridge, and then the thesis statement, which is the third sentence of the paragraph or the last sentence of that first paragraph. If you only have 3 sentences, it is the third sentence. If you have 6 sentences in that paragraph, it's number 6. Then you're going to have 3 body paragraphs, and all 3 body paragraphs will have a topic sentence. This will be the first sentence of the paragraph. Now, these topics will be mentioned in your thesis statement. That's how the reader will know what your paper is about. And as they read each paragraph, they know what that paragraph is about. So body 1, body 2, body 3, all will have the topic sentence as the first sentence of the paragraph. Then you have 2 to 3 sentences for each paragraph after the topic sentence. Next, we have our conclusion. Guys, you restate the sentence, you close out your paper, 2 to 3 sentences tops. It's very easy. First, you're asking yourself, what is a hook? Well, a hook can be an interesting question. Do not write, do you ever get angry? That's not an interesting question, and of course your reader does. But do write something like, do you ever watch violent movies and feel like you have emotions you need to release? That is an interesting question. Number 2, strong statement declaration. Okay, so if you were to say there's no reason for anger ever in this world. Well, that's ridiculous, right? But it is a strong statement. It is a declaration. You've done your job. Next is quotation. Guys, I want you to notice how I've laid this quote out. Booker T. Washington once said, "I shall allow no man to belittle my soul by making me hate him." Notice I have the author of the quote first. You must do this. Now, you could always say, "I shall allow no man to belittle my soul by making me hate him." But then who said it? You can't just put a dash and put Booker T. Washington. You must say, Booker T. Washington once told us, or Booker T. Washington expounded, or Booker T. Washington said, and then quote. Okay, now number 4, the different type of quote is a story hook or an antidote. You want to keep this brief, really no more than 4 sentences, and that's pushing it. So here's just an example. I had just walked through the door at school and I could feel something not right in the air. Another kid came up to me and said he had heard from a friend that I thought I was going to explode from anger. Then I remembered what my grandmother once told me. She said, so here you could fill in details, put in what your grandmother said. Guys, this doesn't have to be real. You could make it up. As long as there's no aliens or vampires, you're good. But just a couple of lines is needed. You do not need to go on and say, I was wearing a red shirt, the kid was wearing a blue shirt, my grandmother goes to church every Sunday. That's not important information. Keep it to the facts. Next, we have statistic or facts. So one thing you have the ability to do with this IGC project is to do a little research online. Unlike the STAR test, if you were writing this in the STAR test, you wouldn't be able to use online. But now you can. So you could find a fact. MindYourAnger.com tells us that 65% of office workers experience office rage. You want to just note where you got it in your sentence. But definitely, if you feel like using a statistic or fact, do it. Next is our bridge sentence. And our bridge sentence is a sentence that bridges your hook to your thesis. It explains why your hook is important, why that information is important to your paper, and how it fits to your thesis. It just creates a natural flow. Next is your thesis. Guys, for more information on the thesis, be sure to watch the How to Write a Thesis video. But your thesis is always the last sentence of the first paragraph. If it is not there, you cannot make a passing grade. You might get a 2 if you're lucky. Honestly, just go with the type of thesis sentence is easiest. There's different kinds out there. Check out that video when I tell you how to write the easiest kind. The thesis tells the reader what your paper is about. Anger is a powerful emotion that causes setbacks in careers, relationships, and can upset a person's self-worth. That is a good thesis and an easy one to write. You've done your brainstorming, you've written your thesis, now you're writing your paper. Next, let's talk about topic sentences. The topic sentence tells the reader what each paragraph is about. So each topic sentence will address each of the items in your thesis statement. And the order of the topics are in the thesis is the order of the paper. So, our example, if a person is unable to control their anger at work, it can cause them to lose control and possibly lose their job. Now, if you notice, that is the first topic in the thesis on slide 7, and this is our first topic sentence. So if we go back, we see anger is a powerful emotion that causes setbacks in career. If a person is unable to control their anger at work, career. Do you see what I'm doing? Next, we have our conclusion. The first thing you need to do is rewrite your thesis. It does not have to be word for word. So our thesis example is anger is a powerful emotion that causes setbacks in careers, relationships, and can upset a person's self-worth. Our conclusive sentence example, losing control of anger can bring multiple unwanted problems into the lives of those that are experiencing the emotion. You've just changed your thesis. You've used the same ideas. You've just changed the wording. Now, here are a few things not to forget. Very important. This is a multiple paragraph paper. You must write 5 paragraphs in 600 words. Also, if you remember I tell you in an earlier video how to check the wording. Oh, actually, no, I tell you on the assignment. So you go into our tools, and it's not showing me right now. Sorry, because I'm not in docs. You're right. I can't show you if I'm not in docs. Remember, the thesis is the last sentence of the first paragraph. If it is not there, you will not pass. You can't come to us and say, oh, well, I put it in the middle of the 3rd paragraph. If that is the case, it ceases to be a thesis at that point, and it just becomes a regular kind of weird, awkward sentence in the 3rd paragraph. Paragraphs must be in the same order as stated in the thesis statement. Paragraphs should be obvious. Indent, indent, indent. Check spelling and grammar. Do not write like you speak. And remember, this is a formal paper, formal words only. Use thesaurus.com. Find bigger, better words than your ordinary words you use day to day. Dazzle us. It is important. Guys, if you, let's say you're writing a paper and it's a little weak, but maybe you've gone into thesaurus.com and you've exchanged words like for anger and you found a better word and you've used that thesaurus and it's obvious, that can push you over from a 2 to a 3 or even maybe from a 3 to a 4. So use thesaurus.com. Don't be lazy about this. Remember, your graduation hinges on it. Do not go on personal tangents. Stay focused. Also, words never to use in formal writing. Nowadays, a lot. I'm going to tell you right now, finna is not a word. Slang. Now, here's my take on slang. Some of your topics, you may say, I really need this slang word. Well, that's okay. But here's the deal. You have to put in parentheses behind it what it means. If it's something you're embarrassed about or you think that a 90-year-old person would not be happy with, then don't use it. I'm telling you, even though none of us are 90, I want you to treat us like we're a 90-year-old person and we don't know what you're talking about. So explain the slang and only use it if you feel like that it is definitely necessary and there's nothing else you can use. Wanna is not a word. Stuff. Gonna is not a word. Thing. I. Now, some of you may be using a antidote or a little short story for your hook. That is fine. Maybe one of your examples is personal. That is fine. Try to keep the word I to a minimum. You don't need to keep repeating it. Don't use the word tryna. Guys, that's not a word. Me, cuz, not a word, etc. Okay, you've listed out 2 or 3 items. Stop there. You do not have to add etc. That's a given, and it's an annoyance. Don't use it. Don't write it out. Don't shorten it. And also, never use never and always. Stay away from definitive words like that. Once again, if you have any questions, just let us know. Bye.